Right now, at 6, investigators offer a reward in the death of a 13-year-old shot in his sleep.
Your courage could bring justice to Liam's family.
Plus, a troubling discovery after a death in the family with $26,000 wiped out from her late aunt's bank account.
Like car payments, insurance payments, different like phone bills.
How she says a paper trail led to someone at the bank.
And a KGW weather impact alert. Triple-digit temps pushing local events to step up the preps.
We've got watering stations. We got 3 places where they can get water.
Well, a very good evening, everyone. We want to get right to our KGW weather impact alert because if you plan to spend any time outside over the next 5 days, experts say you need to be prepared.
Yeah, pack some water, slap on sunscreen, wear light clothing. We are expecting triple-digit heat to kick off tomorrow, and it is sticking around all the way into next week. Celine Stevens is in for Matt Sfino. She is tracking this hot stretch for us.
And Celine, the weather impact alert has now been extended.
Yeah, till Tuesday. We're seeing really warm temperatures. We're going to be seeing mid-90s through next Tuesday. We have an excessive heat warning that also will be expiring early Tuesday morning. So we're just going to be looking pretty hot this weekend and into early next week. But right now, looking at our sky cam at the Reserve Golf Course, upper 80s there. We were seeing 80s today too. They have wind speeds going at 14 miles per hour, but we have a lot of alerts to get to and to look at. So like I said, the Portland area seeing an excessive heat warning going into effect tomorrow, lasting through early Tuesday morning. The orange is a heat advisory. That's for areas, some areas near the coast, including Mount Hood. They're seeing that also going into effect tomorrow. And we're looking at an excessive heat watch for areas like the Dalles off to the east that goes into effect Saturday, lasting through Wednesday. All that to say, it's going to be pretty hot. We could be potentially looking at record-breaking temperatures. But right now, looking at those temperatures across our map, 87 here at home, 89 in Troutdale, seeing upper 80s in Hillsborough too, but then 90s in places like McMinnville. The Dalles also seeing 90s earlier on today. Right now, still at 93. Coastal areas 70s and 60s. And we've been going on a warming trend, and it's only continuing into Friday and then into Saturday. Right now, 6 degrees warmer in the city than this time yesterday, 8 degrees warmer in Vancouver than this time yesterday, 9 in Hillsborough. So again, those temperatures just climbing, and we're really going to feel it tomorrow and Saturday. As Friday, we get into 100-degree temperatures, potentially breaking the record of 98, 102 forecasted for Saturday before dipping back down to the mid to upper 90s by Sunday. But I'll talk more about what else to expect coming up a little bit later.
Yeah, appreciate you keeping us updated. Thank you, Celine. And there are a lot of events happening this weekend right in the middle of that extreme heat. Hood to Coast, the Oregon State Fair, multiple cultural events and music festivals.
Well, that includes the Vancouver Wine and Jazz Festival. It runs Friday through Sunday, the 3 hottest days in your forecast. Now, true to its namesake, the festival, which is set to welcome thousands, will have plenty of wine and music, though even more water.
We've got watering stations. We got 3 places where they can get water. We got 70 wines you can drink and stay hydrated. So I don't, if it's rain, I worry about rain, but I don't worry about the heat. People love the heat. There's tons of shade out here.
Not sure about that wine hydration connection. You're going to want to drink a whole lot more water, right? Experts' advice.
And the heat has also triggered extreme fire danger, and that has prompted Clark County to expand its burn ban. All recreational fires are now prohibited. Officials say the move will help avoid grass and brush fires. Self-contained camp stoves are still allowed. They also want homeowners to remove dry brush, trim low tree branches, and keep lawns watered.
Yeah, be careful out there. Don't let your guard down. We made it really easy, by the way, for you to access information and resources during this extreme heat, however long it lasts. Just text the keyword heat to the number on your screen. That's 503-226-5088, and we will text you back with a link to a growing list.
He was a child, bright, joyful, and full of promise.
He's talking about 13-year-old Liam Spanley Bailey, who was shot and killed by a stray bullet asleep in his bed this past April.
And today, authorities announced a reward to help find the people responsible. Let's bring in John Adams live in Gresham with that update. John?
Yeah, David and Christine, we know 2 of the 3 suspects that are wanted in his murder have had prior contact with law enforcement here in the state of Oregon. One of those men has faced numerous gun charges. There is now a reward in place for information leading to the arrest of 3 individuals believed to be responsible for the death of 13-year-old Liam Spanley Bailey. On April 27th, Bailey was hit and killed by gunfire coming through the walls from an adjacent apartment at a complex in Gresham.
That morning, Liam was planning to go snowboarding with his family, but instead his life was stolen by a senseless act of violence.
At a Thursday morning press briefing, officials made a plea for information on the whereabouts of Anthony Hunter, Xavier Hirsch, and Terrell Coy. The U.S. Marshals Service is offering a reward of $15,000 for information leading to their capture.
If you know something, anything, please come forward. Your courage could bring justice to Liam's family.
Multnomah County District Attorney Nathan Vasquez says people harboring these three suspects could face felony charges.
If you're hiding these individuals, if you're aiding them in any way, I will prosecute you.
One of the wanted individuals, 21-year-old Anthony Hunter, was previously charged with multiple gun crimes. According to an affidavit, in June of 2023, Hunter was seen on surveillance video stealing nearly $400 in ammunition from a local sporting goods store. Hunter had a loaded and concealed handgun at the time of his arrest. That case is still open. Detectives haven't yet released why the shooting that killed Bailey took place, but say it is a focus of the investigation.
This family, this community deserves justice, and this needs to come to an end with those individuals being brought into custody.
And police are asking anyone who might know where these men are to contact Crime Stoppers or Gresham PD. Back to you.
John Adams reporting live from Gresham. Thank you, John.
New at 6, a former Wells Fargo employee is accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from a Gresham woman's bank account.
Now that woman's family is looking for justice. Our Devin Haskins spoke with a woman's niece today. Devin, how did this all happen?
Yeah, it all started basically with a simple phone call. An elderly woman called her bank account or her bank to give her information over the phone. She gave it to a bank employee. And the family says that employee took advantage of the woman and used that information to steal money from her account.
Bernadette Richardson was in her 90s when she passed away 2 years ago.
She was a super sharp woman. She did all of her banking and everything.
That's Bernadette's niece, Leah Derringer.
She wasn't someone that didn't pay attention to her finances. She saved a lot of money throughout life.
After she died, Bernadette's family noticed suspicious activity in her checking account.
So I start looking at all the statements, and the name is repeated over and over and over again.
That name was Brittany McLaughlin. She was an employee at Wells Fargo at the time.
So my aunt had called into Wells Fargo at one point to do some online banking, and this person had actually just stolen her information at that time.
Over several months in 2023, McLaughlin used the account to pay off several bills. Take, for instance, this April 2023 banking statement. 19 payments were made from as small as $5 to $2,400, totaling over $8,000 in this single month. Each one has Brittany's name next to it.
Multiple different like car payments, insurance payments, different like phone bills, electric payments somewhere in the South, like for electric bills, PayPal transactions, cash transactions.
Derringer said McLaughlin withdrew around $26,000 total.
So to find out that someone had taken this money from someone who's older that just took advantage of them, and it's horrific.
They called Wells Fargo, which closed the account and froze it. The family called police. McLaughlin now faces 20 counts of theft and identity theft.
This is just us. So my thought is, if she stole this from just my aunt, who knows? Who knows? It couldn't be just one person.
There is a warrant out for McLaughlin's arrest. The DA's office says she is out of state. The family said Wells Fargo has reimbursed about half of the missing funds, but they're hoping for all. We reached out to Wells Fargo, who sent us a statement saying they are taking this matter seriously and are cooperating with the investigation. That statement also said that they're reviewing the family's concerns and didn't have an update to give us at this time. David?
Devin, appreciate your reporting on that story. In your headlines this evening, a Washougal teen has died after falling from the Cape Horn lookout. The Skamania County Sheriff's Office says the 17-year-old's brother called 911 after the fall along State Route 14, telling dispatchers he tried to call out to his brother but did not get any response. Search teams found the teen's body down the cliffside and recovered it. His death has been ruled an accident.
ICE Director and White House border czar Tom Homan visited Portland. City officials say he met with staff at the South Portland federal facility yesterday that's been the site of ongoing protests for months. The city says it and police had no part in coordinating the visit. In a statement, Mayor Keith Wilson denounced ICE's tactics while reaffirming the city's sanctuary status and promising to protect the immigrant community.
And right now, some Evergreen Public School employees in Vancouver are casting their votes on whether or not to strike. Paraeducators, bus drivers, and other classified staff say their contract is about to expire, and bargaining sessions ongoing since March have been unable to reach a deal. They say they are pushing for safer working conditions and higher wages. Officials tell us the next mediation session is planned for Monday morning, and if there is a strike when school starts next Tuesday, they will continue to negotiate until they reach a deal.